They tryna turn Trenton into Baby Flint. Been signs by depression on the billboards ever since. 100 years ago we was lynched. Now they use germ warfare to kill us. I'm convinced, got the evidence. I look around and it's evident. Then go down to City Hall and see so much negligence. Real art is intelligent. A true artist sends messages that speak to your intelligence. They fought and died so I can do my thing. Not to get drunk and high or join no gang. I will not let none of you die in vain. For my people I bang, bang, bang. My ancestors been through so much pain. I don't let them die in vain. My ancestors been through so much pain. I don't let them die in vain. I rep for you in everything I do. I rep for you in every place I go. I rep for you in everything I do. In every place I go. They say post-traumatic slavery disorder's fake, but I just tell them all to wake up. Everything we went through, what a weight and a rape, bro. It's in our genetic makeup. So I am my ancestors from block to block. Let's build like it's Tetris. We must unite, link up like a necklace. They fought and died and we disrespected. So I come to correct it. The legacy they left I protected. We only think about self and neglected. You're African but yet you rejected. No. My ancestors been through so much pain. I don't let them die in vain. My ancestors been through so much pain. I don't let them die in vain. I rep for you in everything I do. I rep for you in every place I go. I rep for you in everything I do. In every place I go. I do. I go.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace and blessings, everybody. Peace, peace, peace. Live and direct, back on New Freedom Exchange. We are live here on Facebook, streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube. Peace, everybody. Hope everyone is having a great Wednesday. Hope everyone's having a great week. It is your host, Imam Bilal Hassan. Sister Marsha will be joining us momentarily, shortly. And we are more than happy to be with you all this evening again. Very grateful to be with you all this evening again. As for another special edition, it's always special with us. Always a special show, and always trying to provide exclusive content to you all on this platform. Wa alaikum assalam. Imam Musa is in the building from Master Yusuf Shah up in Mount Vernon, New York, is in the building. So drop where you're from, where you tuned in from, and we'll recognize you, bring you up on the comment section shortly on the screen. We can acknowledge you all. Please share this live stream to your friends and family on Facebook, on YouTube, and again subscribe as well to our YouTube channel. Today we have a very special guest that will be joining us also momentarily. A brother, third generation Muslim, young brother out of New Jersey, who will be joining us exclusively to talk about his project that he has. That is something that we all want to hear about and want to support, definitely, and want to invest in our brother, who is making wa alaikum assalam for the Bashir tuned in. Yes, who's making headway in producing an application that we can utilize for our benefit in the African American community in terms of our economic benefit, in terms of networking and economics. So again, the brother is only 17 years old. He's a third generation Muslim, and he has a program or application that he's developing called Upwork, the Upwork network that he's developing, and he'll talk more about that shortly this evening with us tonight on this platform. Wa alaikum assalam, Sister Makita Sabri. Again, Master Yusuf Shah is in the house. Master Yusuf Shah Islamic Center is in a house up here in New York, up in the beautiful city of New York City in Mount Vernon. So we appreciate you all for tuning in this evening. Just some quick other updates as we wait for our brother to join us momentarily. I'd just like to again remind everyone that we are again in the process of delivering more content to you all, more exclusive content. So tomorrow we will be having a program with Imam Shadid Muhammad. That will be exclusively only on our YouTube channel. Will be shared to Facebook after our live stream on YouTube. This will be an exclusive interview with Imam Shadid Muhammad out of Delaware. He's an educator, and someone who's considered to be a learned person in Islam, in Islamic studies, in the sciences, and etc. He has a project. We're bringing him on to discuss his project. He has a project that he's building a masjid from the ground up, and raising monies for that. That not just only a masjid, but it will have other facilities inside, daycare center, and etc. etc. We want him to explain more of this project to you all, to the audience, and for you all to get introduced to. For some, of course, I think a lot of us probably know who Imam Shadid Muhammad is. For those who don't know, we would like him to give our platform to him to allow to explain not only his project, but also his journey to Al-Islam, coming out of North New Jersey, and his journey to Al-Islam, and be willing to share that with you all as well. So before we get into the nitty-gritty as far as talking about his specific project, that's Thursday. That's tomorrow at 8 o'clock. The flyer will be up right after the show. We have a graphic ready for you all to share, and we also have the YouTube link also ready for you all to share as well, so you can log in and tap in. So if you're not already a subscriber on our YouTube channel, I would strongly suggest that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. As we grow and develop this platform, a lot of other content, exclusive content, will be moved sometimes to other different places and different platforms, etc., as we build out this platform that we have here with New Freedom Exchange. So that's one announcement as well. Also, another announcement is that we still have the Sistars in Service program that is still recruiting students for their program. Here we go. For IQRA, Islamic Quranic and Reading Academy, presents the Islamic Youth Weekend School. The topics will include the 5 pillars of Al-Islam, some Arabic lessons, the Quranic studies, the life and example, the Sunnah of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, and we feature dynamic speakers and teachers, and guest speakers rather. Open house just passed. The first session just started, but they are still looking for more students. So you still have an opportunity within this week to get your child enrolled. Get your child enrolled to this program. So please make sure that you reach out to our beloved co-host, Sister Marsha Nevins. Information is on the flyer. Again, we'll share the flyer on our page after we get off the live stream this evening. You can reach out to Sister Marsha, and she'll give you the information in regards to joining this program and being involved in this program as well. It's an excellent program. I think it's an excellent idea, and it's something that it will be a benefit to the young people that we're talking about, because we want to invest in the young people as well, to help them matriculate through their life. So definitely check that out as well. So definitely hit up the Sisters in Service, who are providing excellent content. Actually, moving forward, they will be doing business economic workshops on how to budget, how to save money, how to budget, and different financial literacy programs, which will be on Sisters in Service Facebook page as well. For the next few sessions, we'll talk about and focus on financial literacy. So look out for that. We'll share the flyer as well to our page to let you all know that that's coming down the pipe as well for our financial literacy, financial empowerment workshops from the Sisters in Service. Those will be streamed, and those are open to the public, men as well, because we know that they were doing programming specifically for the sisters, but now for the financial literacy programs, those will be happening. That's open to the public, generally speaking. So those will be open to the public uh, as well. So definitely take advantage of that opportunity to grow in financial literacy, and that's something that is very important as we move forward as a community. Is becoming more financially literate and also more financially empowered, and that we don't rely on our 9 to 5 jobs and working 30 years in order to get a pension to become and say that's economically sound. That is no longer, for the most part, a viable option no more for a lot of us. That's no longer a viable option to be satisfied with a 9 to 5 and to be working 30 years for a pension in order to invest into the future of the community or the future of our children. That is no longer a viable option no more, as it was when my father was working, and some of our grandparents were working, someone who worked blue collar jobs, a lot of blue collar jobs, this, that, and the third. Those were different times, and now the wisdom here, the nuggets of wisdom has been imparted to us that technology is the way to move forward, and using it to the advantage of and the benefit of community development is so crucial. So jobs are moving to tech base. You have tech based jobs that are hiring people looking to get into engineering, civil engineering, computer engineering, and all different types of engineering and architecture design. But you also have other ways to make money, especially during this remote time. A lot of people are publishing books, ebooks, and they're making money off of that, making money off the ebooks, and they're also making money also not only off of ebooks, but they're also making money also in the stock market, investing in the stock market, whatever the case may be. Open up businesses and investing into real estate. I mean, there's tons of opportunities out here for investment, selling products that people need on a daily basis. And that's why that's what a successful program. A successful program, We Buy Black, has been such a successful platform because of them assessing the everyday needs of our people, which includes some of the things that we use all the time, like toothbrushes, laundry detergent, and et cetera, et cetera. Light bulbs, batteries, things of that nature. Um, they're making, and they are selling it on the market, and there's people making lots of money to develop to develop their product and invest into themselves. That's the way that we get economically empowered, and we cannot compete or expect to compete. Another thing, we cannot expect to compete if, in fact, we are pulling each other down and not working together. Al-Islam does focus on individual building, but it also puts emphasis on how that individual works in conjunction and fits in conjunction in community life. And at some point, most of us have to mate, so we have to become into pairs at some point, into pairs. So, and that's something that we want to do naturally. It's a natural development. Okay, so our brother Naim is having some difficulty logging on, so give me a second. So we're just trying to get that fixed, and he'll be with us momentarily on the platform. So yes, so our economic empowerment is such important, and then how we work together is crucial. How we work together is crucial. What are the rules of engagement in terms of how we interact with each other? I mean, it just so happens to me, and I see it a lot, is that we tend to forget about working together, and we kind of throw that to the side. That's like a secondary, or not even a secondary idea. It's just like, well, let me get mine, and whatever, I got mine. So everyone's coming to the table and say, well, I got mine already. But like, okay, well, since you got yours, how does that fit into what we're wanting to do to move pieces around and establish community life? That's exactly what we're talking about here. So the brother Naim has developed was developing an app to service the needs of, one, networking, and two, business, those who are in entrepreneurs, those who are already in business already, to exchange, to be a network where we can exchange ideas, and also to meet each other, and then to invest into each other, find capital within each other. And sometimes capital is not just restricted just to monetary gain. And it's the idea. Your idea is the capital. Your idea is the capital. That's something that we forget. And Naim has just popped on. He is here. He is in the backstage. And without no further ado, I'm going to read his short bio real quick, and then we're going to bring on Naim, and we're going to chop it up real nice this evening with you all. So Naim Muhammad was born on April 6, 2003. He's my Aries brother. He's the Aries sign, in Newark, New Jersey, and a third-generation Muslim from the community of Imam Warafuddin Muhammad. He is currently a senior at Newark Tech High School and will be attending college next year to major in computer science. Naim is also a student in the Quran Study Leadership Program headed by Imam Rashad Abdul Rahman. He is also working on a project called the Upward Network, which would be a business networking platform aimed towards the African American community. And without no further ado, let's bring on Naim Muhammad. So, Assalamu alaikum, brother. Take yourself off mute. You're on mute.
Yeah,
there we go. How's the brother?
I'm fine. Everything's good.
Good, alhamdulillah, good. It's great to have you on the platform. Number one, it's an honor to have you here, and for you to greet our audience, and for us to build in this platform. So, thank you for taking some time out to be here with us. And
having me.
No, it's all love, and it's something that we offer this platform to members of our community and members of anybody who's doing good for the benefit of humanity, and trying to push that narrative in the cultural and the media space. That's what this platform is about. So without no further ado, now you read the short bio. It's real short, but
hopefully get longer.
Yeah, hopefully get longer, right? And we think it's going to get longer. We know you're a light in this community. So if we normally do on this platform, our guests come on, we read their bios, either short or long, and generally we read that. But if you were to talk, if you were to say something in less than 30 seconds or a minute, how would you describe yourself? Like if you were doing an elevator pitch, and your elevator pitch is you're pitching yourself. Who is Naim Muhammad?
Well, 30 seconds. Well, I'm a Muslim first. Mm-hmm. I really just recently gotten more serious with the religion, and learning more about it is really and that's really it. Anything that I do, I strive to do it with the Muslim mind first, mm-hmm. and only, actually. And that's it right there, and everything else that you read in the bio.
Yes, sir. So you say you recently just got serious about Al-Islam, or about this way of life. Could you elaborate a little bit more about that? Like, just about that. Just about your upbringing in this community and how this ties in.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was always serious in the sense that I was never like a delinquent or anything like that. But when I say serious, really, it's really the learning part of it.
Right.
With joining Imam Rashad's class was really that that next step that I was that I wanted to take, because I grew up. My grandfather, and I'm actually a fourth generation. It's really fourth generation. My great grandfather was part of the nation. My grandfather, I knew him, so
Mm-hmm.
he was part of it. He was a secretary for Minister James Shabazz over here in Newark.
Mm.
And after learning that, because I recently learned that. I didn't even know that. I recently learned that he passed. And after I learned that, I realized that, that's a legacy, that's history for me. So I decided to take this more serious. And especially he went to he made the transition with Imam Muhammad.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided to become, more serious in studying and doing things that would contribute to the community and development of the community.
Excellent. And so your family's rich history. So you're a fourth generation Muslim. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. So so on this part of history, and you're talking about the rich history that your family has, and the rich history of Al Islam just in Newark in general. Could you, and of course, being Black History Month, that we're in, obviously during this time, could you elaborate on the importance briefly on the importance of the history and knowing the history of especially your family history, and just history of our people in general?
Right. No, it's very important because it kind of directs you in what things that you should be doing. When I'm in school,
Mm-hmm.
when we were in school, a lot of the children there, they don't even know the history. They don't know, and you kind of see that they don't. You see the life that they live. You can tell. And I think learning it puts your mind in a different, in a new direction, and your actions in a new direction. Because if you're serious, if you really take it serious, that you wouldn't. Yeah, if you think about it, that those who came before you, sacrificed their life, for you to be in the position that you're in right now, then you should take that into consideration and begin to live your life in a different way and doing things. You don't have to change the world, but doing things that they will be proud of, as far as being a good student, just living any other thing, anything. That's how I look at it.
Your peers,
Mm-hmm.
you attend high school. Your peers. I want to focus a little bit on your peers because I'm your slightly older peer, and even though we're coming from a slightly different generation ahead, I'm slightly a generation ahead of you. It's still the same. I still see it because I work with a lot of people your age as some of my mentees. And do you see it in at least your surrounding, your peer group, your age group bracket, this not knowing, like this lack of knowing the history of our people? Like I come across people who say they don't even know who like some of these heroes and sheroes are. Like they know the cultural entertainment aspect of our culture. They'll be able to quote us lyrics, like you know what I mean, like how it is. But
Yeah.
like if we want to talk about like people like Frederick Douglass or et cetera, they don't even know who that is. Is this something that you see from your peer group and like the people that you're around with in school? Like how is that environment?
Oh yeah. Yeah, most definitely. They don't and consider, like you just said, they know lyrics and stuff like that, because that's what's projected. And that's widely projected. If uh knowing about our history was widely projected, it'll be opposite. We'll know about that. So yeah, most definitely. They don't. A lot of people that I know don't and I'm sure they know something, but they don't think about it. They don't sit back and really think about those days before, their history. And yeah, so yeah, I would say definitely not. They don't know the history simply because of what's projected. That's not promoted. Mm-hmm.
So now, how do you fit in? I mean, in terms of where you're at right now, currently, with you learning now more history about your family, learning the rich history about Newark, especially the Muslim community in Newark, and just the rich history about Newark and generally about our people. How, like, when you walk the streets and the exchange with your peers, like how does that exchange go? Like when you're out there with your peer group?
Well, to be honest with you, back then, I would say, 'cause I haven't, it's COVID-19. I haven't been with anyone.
Yeah, right. But back before COVID.
Yeah, before COVID, we wouldn't, we wouldn't really talk about nothing like that, and then just, that's just not what's talked about. And I would mind you, I was playing basketball. I was playing basketball last year, my junior year, so we were talking about stuff like that. We weren't really. So it was kind of I never really. I had very few, if not any, peers that would, talk about things or interested in things like that. Yeah, so we wouldn't really talk about it.
Okay. Now, the reason why I'm asking these questions is because it's so important to get contacts, and again, you remind me of some of my other mentees who I've worked with who, they're steadily growing to themselves, they're steadily maturing, and growing with themselves. And it's very important that people hear you express these viewpoints and express these concerns. Now, growing up in Newark, and I keep harping on this specifically because a lot of my mentees, they're from Bed-Stuy, Brownsville. They're from here in New York. They're from very, very bad neighborhoods. Just put it that way. If I'm going to be quite frank with you, and quite frank with the audience. And a lot of them. And I went to college with a lot of my peer group who were places like North Philadelphia, Southeast DC, these places. They said they wanted to escape totally from the environments that they were in. And college was essentially their escape route, towards that, because they wanted to make better themselves, and make better out their situation, unlike their peers. Now, I want to make a connection with that because growing up in Newark, for you at 17 years old, the things that you probably have seen or witnessed or heard. Now, I don't know. Could you elaborate a little bit on what you have seen and what you have heard, from the environment that you're in, how does that affect you as you traverse, and knowing and growing Al Islam, how does those two correlate when you see all of the things that you might have saw or heard, happening in the streets?
Yeah. You want me to tell what I've seen?
No, not what you have seen, but because you probably seen some stuff, but this how does Al Islam help you maneuver through that? Is my point more so. Maneuver through those streets, maneuver through what you have seen and what you have heard. How does that help you? How does that help you out?
Yeah, no, it helps out a lot. Mainly because this religion, it gives you a certain mindset, a mindset. And another thing is it kind of helped me, the act that we're talking about, the thing that we're talking about, it helped me, find that. And being that I did find that, I don't even think about the things that happen outside. It's like, with that expression, you can be like you can be walking through, the expression, you walking through fire, you know what I'm saying? It's like that, that's how it is. I'm kind of fireproof, I don't pay it no mind, being that if, I got to focus, I'm focused on certain things right now. So those things, Al Islam and being in this class has been very, very helpful. It makes me see things differently, see the world differently and how to maneuver in it. So yeah, I don't pay you no mind, to be honest, but it's dangerous. It definitely is dangerous for those who aren't, strong, for those who aren't grounded, and believe in something. And really it's belief, it's faith. I have faith. I have, extreme faith in something bigger than everything that's going on. So that's what really helps me continue and not get distracted by anything that's going on out here.
Excellent. Perfect. No, that's because, a lot of our peers, we have failed, and I'm going to be honest. Some of my older peers have failed me, and some, in regards to, what responsibility they had in terms of preparing and leading the community forward. And we all have to take a level of some type of accountability for our actions, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for your generation and under, you guys about to inherit, we all, but your group, your peers about to are already inheriting a community, and a bigger community, like you said, something that's bigger than you, but bigger than yourself, bigger than me. We are only microcosms within the community. Like, we're microcosms, like we're just like atoms within the community, but we make up the fabric of the community, though. We make up the fabric. And what you said about the class and staying focused and having mentors is so crucial for young African American men. I can't express that enough, that a lot of brothers don't make it out, are not in the position that you're in. I'm gonna just put it that way. They're not in the position that you're in. They're not focused. They're not focused on the things that you're focused on with this app we're about to talk about right now. This app, the class, taking things to the next level and being more serious. They're not focused on that. And like, you're in high school about to graduate. You're about to graduate, and like, many won't even see graduation. Many won't even get to go to college like you do. I have peers, and I know peers, friends of peers who they even finished college, and you know what they said they wish they had. One thing they said that they wish that they had was someone that they could consider a mentor.
Mm-hmm.
So before we could transition to the application that you're developing, could you talk to us a little bit, the audience, about who is your mentor or mentors?
Okay. First, my father, he really groomed me, to even, be in a position to be able to take the class that I'm in, and to do the things that I'm in. He really groomed me. So he's number one. Just 2 years ago, probably, I reached out to Sharif. I reached out to Sharif when I reached out to Sharif on Instagram, because I remember he came. Let me tell you a quick story. He came to New Jersey. And I heard of We Buy Black. I always thought it was a cool idea, but I never knew who did it. And when I found out that it was somebody from my community, I'm like, and then I found out how young he was. I'm like, oh man, I gotta talk to him, because it was nobody, mind you, over here in Newark. And well, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna talk down on that, but it was that was something that was amazing to me. So I reached out to him, and I got a good connection with him now. So he's another one, always give good advice. And another, I had to say, oh man, I'm sorry. Hold on.
No, that's good. That's good.
Well, I don't even know what the thing is. No, somebody called me. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Another one would be Imam Rashad as well. I talked to him a lot. So those three are really, I talk to them a lot, and they always give good advice. And so yeah, those three.
Excellent. So now, let's get to the juice, which is this app that you're developing. At 17 years old, you're developing an application. Can you introduce it to us and let us know about it?
Mm-hmm. So it's really what you said in the bio. It's really, I would like to say, a professional networking, but I did say business because right now it's focused on business. It's really focused on business for those in the broad African American community, or Black, whatever you want to say. And I thought about it because I know that that's one of the biggest needs in our community, and that's one of the reasons. That's a big reason why we're struggling today. And and we calling upon presidents and we protesting and stuff like that. And we already know that's not, number one, that's not our way as Muslims. That's not our way. And number two, that has never been progressive. So I've decided to figure out a way in which business life can be promoted. It can be promoted in our community. So it's a networking app. So you will network with those. You will create a profile and based upon those in your city and state,
Mm-hmm.
you'll be able to network with those and to potentially create business. In a nutshell,
Now,
that's
what made you step out and develop this app? Like, like, what was the driving force, like, for you? Just like, what was the driving force? Was it seeing, like, just the economic state of the African American community? Like, what was a driving force or forces? Maybe it's more than one. What was some of the driving forces that you were looking at that made you want to make this app or start develop this app?
Yeah, I just felt there was a need. And I always wanted to do something. I always wanted to do something like major, I guess. But I wanted to start something. And plus, with the app, I decided for it to be an app because a lot of people have programs and stuff like economic development programs or something like that, and a lot of them aren't really successful many times because it's outdated. You know what I'm saying? It's not. We haven't been modern. We haven't went with the times as far as these programs that we try to start. And it's nothing wrong with it because it's for a good reason. But as I've done research, based upon what I've seen, it's I believe that if we have something that's with technology, which is widely used nowadays, I believe that it would be a success. So that was kind of a driving force, just getting into that. And I want to do more with technology in the future. But utilizing that, getting into technology and really see it as an experiment, see how much we can do and see how far we can go with this.
No, definitely. I prefaced our conversation while you were coming on. I prefaced the conversation with the aspect of bringing it up to tech world, and it's good that you repeated that because that's just one aspect I understand. But technology is available for us to all to utilize to our betterment, and it could be used for your detriment too. We've seen that, but for the betterment is what we're focused on.
Right.
And I was telling people about this whole process of developing ebooks. People getting paid $50,000 a month, or making buku amount of money on selling ebooks, and that's just one item. And like, now is not the time just to focus on a 9 to 5. We've seen what happened to people who had 9 to 5s who either are unemployed or they didn't have the luxury of working from remote virtual like some people are. They were cut. They were fired. They had to be laid off. And now they're on an unemployment line waiting for a stimulus check from the federal government.
Right.
I was watching a clip from the Breakfast Club, and this brother, his last name is Bilal too. I think his first name is Rashid Bilal. I had to look up to. I think he might be into. I think he does economics too. And him and this other brother, they were on, and one of the things that he was saying was that now that 9 to 5 job and working that job to give you a 30-year pension, working like a fire person or a police officer, those civil service jobs for 30 years is not going to cut it no more. I'm like, whoa, he's right. When you look at the landscape, when our fathers, our grandparents, they were blue collar. A lot of them were blue collar workers. If that, maybe some owned their own businesses, of course, in the first resurrection. But a lot of people who in the first were blue collar workers. My father worked plenty of different jobs before settling and working in the post office. But those are different times. So like what you're ushering in, what we're talking about this evening with Upward Network, with this application, is people who have an idea, right? People who have an idea or who already have a business can hop on, right? And they can interact with people who have capital. Now,
right.
I told people this too about capital. I said, what is capital? Capital is not necessarily always something that's monetary. We always think about that. Oh, capital, that means you got some money. Yes, but also a capital. Your capital is your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Your capital is the akal that the creator, your brain that the creator has given you. So your idea, the ideas that we have in our head, like you have right now for this app, is your capital.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're basically saying, everyone come on over and let's all exchange capital with each other,
Right.
our ideas.
Right.
So talk to us a little bit about what are some of the things that you need from the community, or you need from people. You look, what are some of the things that you need help with? Because app development is not an easy thing. I'm not saying it's
Mhm.
impossible, but what is some of the things that you are needing from the community and from the audience
Mm.
that's watching?
Well, really, as I don't know if you mentioned it or not, but the only thing right now is just the help to fund it so it could be built. That's the
Mm-hmm.
only thing right now. And the other help would be for people to actually for people to use it. So
Mm-hmm.
I would like for those in our community to use it, because if
Mm-hmm.
you when we think when we go back, because a lot of people mention the first Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I was reading in the book. I was reading in his book, Message to the Black Man, that he said we need to pool our resources together. We need to
Mm-hmm.
pool our minds together. And that's like you just said, our minds. That's
Mm-hmm.
what's really we get pulled together. And one of the things that gets that I want to express and promote is that not only are we just building business and
Mm-hmm.
we go home and go and watch TV, but if we this is to build community life, to build and help build community life. Because without money, we can't do anything. Not in America, not in the world,
Right.
period.
Right.
So I will hope, and especially for the younger people, because we need to. It would be good for us to do this. We should all. I would hope for us in our community to take advantage and to use this. And it's not only for those in your city and state. You can also, you'll be able to network with anyone in the whole
Mm-hmm.
world, in the
Mm-hmm.
U.S.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's what I would want for us, for us to really use it and help establish and build that model community life that we've been yearning for so long.
Absolutely. And you are asking, we have put the donation link inside of the comment section for those who will be listening now and those who are listening later, to make sure that they go ahead and put some money into the pot. You're asking for $8,500, right?
Mhm.
So there's no reason right now, where we're live right now, and for those who are listening who could not pledge to support our brother, 25, 50, $100, if everyone come in at 25 a pop, you multiply that, and do the mathematics on that, that's all he's asking for. And sometimes what happens is that we have all these great ideas, but like we do need the support system. We do need the support system to support those ideas. And like you said, financial capital, you're not going to go anywhere in the 21st century without some type of capital, be in terms of finances. App development is is a serious a serious tool that we can utilize for our benefit of our community and moving forward. And I strongly encourage all the listeners who are listening to make sure to go ahead, click that link, and make a contribution to the brother. It's just that simple. The brother's 17 years old. He's coming out of Newark. It's coming out of our community. It's coming out of the African American experience, even if you're not a Muslim. Because we have people who watch the show who are not Muslim. And one of
Mhm.
the reasons why this is educational too for them, we that's why we try to define the terms that we use, and not just go spit in Arabic and people don't know what we're saying. This
Mhm.
platform is for everyone to get this type of information and to actually consider investing into ideas like this, projects like this. So what the brother is developing is an application that is going to simply connect us more to each other in terms of our business development, our economic development. So click the link in the comment section to make that donation. Now, uh, is app development, Naim, something that you're considering doing full time? like for for your career?
No.
No.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I just wanted to learn. I wanted to
Okay.
learn more about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just to have that skill. And I'm going into computer science, so that's
Oh,
that's a
computer
broad.
science. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
computer
broad.
science.
That is broad because for myself, I have peers who are in the programming side of computer science, who are on the IT side, who are in various tech fields now currently, and they're doing different things in the tech field. So that's a broad spectrum.
Mm.
So I'm gonna ask you if you could narrow, if you have a narrow focus, what would that narrow focus be in computer science?
Uh, I'm not really. I don't even know, to be honest with you. I just
Hmm.
and I'm in this,
Hmm.
app development, and I'm working. I want this to be,
Hmm.
uh, be around for a long time.
Sure,
And
definitely.
like I said before, have knowledge about, the back end of that, not just what we see on the phone, on the screen,
Hmm.
how it works. And if I can help in any way, I would want to be useful, in anything as far as development goes. Because we have people that's developing it, but you know, you still, Steve Jobs he didn't just have the other guy building the iPhone. He just, just the business guy, like, I
Right.
know what he's doing. He had some knowledge of it. So I think it's just good to have some understanding of it. That's
So
that's that's my aim is. Mhm.
no, that's perfect. That's perfect, bro. That's perfect. And sometimes what happens too when you're going into careers like that, you may not have a focus right away. Like you start playing around. I don't want to say playing around, but like you start experimenting with the various things that you like to do, and like you find a niche or several niches, and you just focus on those several niches, like and you don't really have to going to college. You don't really have to. It's good that but like once you get there, you really start seeing like how things are,
Right.
um, and how and basically you start learning about yourself. If more about yourself in terms of who you are as a person. What's your makeup?
Hmm.
One of the other things is that so you mentioned so it's not just you working on the app. You have a team.
Hmm.
Good, good.
So yeah.
Good, perfect. Because what some projects like this does require us to, have a team. What I'm saying, and to be in a team setting, and that's something too. I talked about prefacing our conversation, is that we need to learn about the systems and how the systems work.
Mhm.
And once we start learning how the systems work, our community can be better off once we
Right.
know how the systems actually work,
Right.
the science of the systems,
Hmm.
and also to uh, understand as well the not just the systems is the foundation, the structure, but also getting away from the individual. Al-Islam
Hmm.
does tell us to focus on our individual establishment. That's why we pray the Sunnah prayers, etc. It does focus on individual, but at some point you have to join what? You have to join in pairs.
Right.
You have to. What I'm saying? What I mean? At some point,
Hmm.
right?
Right.
And so man, both male and female thrive off of community setting, community development.
Hmm.
And that's the only way civilizations have been built prior, was off the aspect of community slash family life.
Hmm.
And the great civilizations that existed in Africa and elsewhere, that's what they were built off of.
Right.
So I'm just saying that because in 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 your experience so
Hmm.
far, is this something that you have noticed? Like this I mentality, well, I got mine, I come to the table, I got this, I got that, but like, okay, people don't have people just stop at the I and they don't see where they could fit in with the we. Do you
Hmm.
see that a lot?
Well,
Or have you seen that? Or have you seen that at all?
yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it before, and those people don't really last. It's hurt. It does hurt. If you have a valuable skill or something
Hmm.
valuable to offer, and you hold it to yourself. But
Hmm.
you know, I believe, obviously you got to take that up, with God. We don't.
Mhm.
I think that is hurtful to the community because it breaks us up. It breaks us up.
Mhm.
This now you don't trust this person, you don't trust him, and they don't want to work. He don't like him, and all that stuff.
Mhm.
But I think what we're doing, we're here. I think we want to promote us coming together because
Mhm.
it's strength in that, like you said, is real, it's powerful strength in that, and that's the only way that we're gonna be a real, solid community, and not
Mhm.
just coming together for business, but
Mhm.
just coming together in anything. But if we could come together in business, I, I think we can. I think we can do anything. We should be able to, and it shouldn't. And it shouldn't. And I think that's. That's not a natural thing. When you
Mhm.
don't you just think about this, that's not natural. I think when we do Ramadan, we come out of Ramadan. Getting back to our
Mhm.
original nature and all that things. I think we should actually think about that. Think about really think about what our original nature is. Thinking about that unity and how that's what our whole religion is based upon. So if we can, but not to forget about your question, but I think I've seen it once
Mhm.
again. Yeah, I've seen it, but we should focus more on getting ourselves back together.
No, I agree 100%. I
Mhm.
mean, this is the reality. You know what I'm saying? This is the reality that we're living in. And one of the things that just stand out to me is that uh, the the opportunities that we miss when we think like that, right? Versus
Mhm.
the opportunities that we can gain if we think otherwise. Once we start thinking in our original nature, like you mentioned, in pairs, in community development, in foundational work. You mentioned that if we are successful in business, or at least work in business and are successful in business, then we will be better. We can do anything. This is
Mhm.
true. This is true. Or if we can focus on any aspect of our human life, be it business, which is very important, is crucial, be it education, which is something that's equally important,
Mhm.
that economics and education go hand in hand.
Right.
For people for people like myself or yourself who are pursuing education, a high level education, upper level education, one of the things that you'll come across is that in the education world, there's a lot of discrepancies in terms of equity and equitable funding for education in certain districts, certain neighborhoods. You see that a lot, where this affluent neighborhood may have these resources, but the other neighborhood across the street doesn't have that, right? So you see all these things happening in front of us, and we're wondering. It should make you wonder, how can we fix that? What's
Mhm.
the solution? It should be an innate response, right?
Mhm.
And not just be reactionary, like we said earlier. I like what you said earlier about just relying on the boycott, the parading, not the parading, the rallying,
Mhm.
the boycotts, perhaps
Mhm.
involving our local elected officials, which is all of them, not knocking down on them, since they all have their time and place.
Mhm.
But we tend to be, I feel as though we tend to be just reactionary, to where we get emotional, you know um and then that's it, and then we get away, we don't get nothing out of it. Like, we just go for the spontaneous solidarity piece. We're all
Mhm.
together marching down 42nd Street, Times Square, marching down Newark, marching down Philadelphia, marching down these big cities. And
Mhm.
it's like, okay, after the march is over, then what?
Right. Mhm.
So
Mhm.
um I think this is an important endeavor that you're embarking on. I believe that this is an important endeavor that you are embarking on, and it's something that again, we have to support people that are this generation. Your generation is needing of support. That's just what it is. And whatever we can do here, that's what we will do. And whatever you all can do, who's watching, we ask you that to again support the brother financially, so we can get the app up and running. Now, when do you all see the app launching, or is there a launch date in mind?
Not right now. I would
Hmm.
like for it to launch in August, around August.
Okay.
during that time.
Okay.
Depending on
Mm-hmm.
how the funding goes, that's
Sure.
it can be early. It can be earlier than that, or it can be later. So, but August is what I'm looking at.
Okay.
Really. Mhm.
Okay. And are we aiming for both Apple and Google Play off rip, or are we going
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
Apple and Google Play off rip?
Yeah.
So for Apple and Android. Okay, good.
Right.
Excellent.
hmm
Excellent. Because I know sometimes when apps roll out in beta mode, they sometimes just roll out on one platform, and then later
hmm
on they configure it
Yeah.
to work for Android users. Because I know it's slightly two different coding
Yeah.
and configuration needs to go for both platform, both phones. So I
hmm
understand that because I know Clubhouse is in beta mode and is strictly only iPhone users
hmm
only.
hmm
But they're already working on, and this is too. I gotta tell the audience now. Clubhouse has been valued by venture capitals, what they call venture capitalist guys and gals, to be $3 billion. Naim, this app has only been out for not even a year.
Right. I heard.
Not even a year.
hmm
And you know, when I look at you and others and who I know who are developing these type of programs, there is no reason. And I have to laugh because it's kind of it's not funny, but like I have to say this. There's no reason why you all cannot be that successful. I'm not saying that you want to be worth 3 billion. That might not be your goal. Your goal may just be for this app to be for community development, and that's it. And whatever money you get is whatever money you get. Like it's not about the money. For some, it is. For some of these guys in Silicon Valley, it may be just about money. Hey, we
hmm
just have an app, and everybody's on it, and the Afro Americans they use a lot of the app, and they make the app hot. But they're
hmm
not eating off the app. We're
Right.
eating off the app.
Right.
So
Right.
so this is you're breaking the norm. You're saying, well, I want this to be a networking app slash a meetup for entrepreneurs, those who maybe have an entrepreneurial idea, or those who are already in business already,
hmm
who have some capital or have resources that
hmm
they're willing to share via the application. That's
Right.
mind blowing. That's mind blowing because in our community alone, we have those people already.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we
in
do.
our community, in our community alone, let alone I'm talking about the greater African American community, which
Right.
we have it too on a greater level. But the African American Muslim community under the leadership of Imam Muhammad, may Allah be pleased with him, we have already men and women already doing these things already.
Right.
So I'm calling upon even those individuals who have access to some of that capital to be willing to support our brother. You went and said, let's get on GoFundMe. We don't own GoFundMe.
Right. Right. hmm
We don't own GoFundMe. I think brother Imam Abdullah Rashid of Houston, I think he has a platform that he established for raising money. So you may
hmm
want to look into that.
Okay.
I don't know if it's, but we'll talk offline more about those
hmm
details. But what I'm getting at is that you know I'm glad you're making the presentation here on this platform, which is very important because we have members of this community who watch this program, and we have other supporters who watch this program. And my point is that you shouldn't have to go to a GoFundMe to like. You should be able to go to like have make this presentation, say for instance, in front of a group of people from our community right now.
hmm
Would you we'll talk about that. That's something that we don't have to situate that because I think that's something you should be able to do, and people should be able to say, well, we like your presentation, we like your idea. Let's put up X, Y, and Z. So
hmm
we're gonna have to make that. We're gonna have to make that happen. We'll talk offline about that, because that's needed. There's no reason why that can't happen. Um, what I was wanting to say next is that, and lastly, as we wrap up here, if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask our brother Naim, who has taken the time out to be with us this evening and to explain to us what he's doing with the Upwork network, which is coming soon. We're going to shoot for August. I'm gonna say we're going to shoot for August, inshallah. I'm gonna say we're gonna shoot for August. Forget about later. I want to say we're gonna shoot for August and see, get the brother the money. Let him and his team go to work. Let them do the work that is needed, and we could get the app out by August, or even before that. But even
Mhm.
at least in August, at least it'd be, if not in beta mode, for people to utilize.
Right.
We should set some goals and some tangible goals to meet those benchmarks and meet those deadlines, because realistically, we can't wait. We can't wait no longer. That's what I'm saying. We cannot wait for, you know, 2 years from now. No, people develop these apps. I'm not saying it takes them 2 months, but some people develop these type of programmings, and when they have a considered team around them, they go ahead and they make it happen. So now let's concentrate on making sure our brother gets his capital, financial capital, so he can pay his team, and everyone can, get what they have to get and get it done. Pay whatever expenditures that you all have, expenses and costs, and let's shoot for this August, and let's shoot for that. I think that's reasonable. Ramadan is in April. You guys gonna be working, and then 3 months after that, was that May, June, July? Yeah, that'll be around Eid, around Hajj time. Yeah, so be right after Eid al-Adha, right after Hajj, man. Maybe somewhere around that time. We don't know, but we let's make sure that we support our brother. The link is in the comments, and we're gonna post it on our page. We want to bomb back. We're gonna blast it out to as many people as we can, so people can see it. Um, Naim, if you could also let the people know what what are you looking for in the future in terms of this application? Like, once it launches, I know we're talking future now, but like, what are some of your goals in terms of this application? Like, do you have any goals in mind? Like, in terms, once the app gets done live now, like, what are some goals for you in terms of the app itself?
Right. The main thing I would like for it to be
Mhm.
of use, to really
Sure.
to be of use, and to
Yeah.
see that people did start businesses, or
Mhm.
invested in others' businesses. You know what I'm saying? And really be a useful tool. That's the first goal. Um, that's pretty much the only goal, really. And eventually, as we grow, uh, we'll want it to be a benefit to the whole world. To the whole world. Right now, the focus is on us right now, because African American, we're in a specific situation. We have a very big problem. So I would like for it to be of use, and being that it's of use, I would like to see our communities flourish now, and be better. Yeah, in simple term, better. That's
I mean,
really
that's
it.
I mean, that's simply put. I mean, that's the simplest put. I mean, realistically, that's what you that's an important goal. That's the end result. The end result of an app like that is this. The goal is to get people onto the app, and get for people to be useful, make useful connections on the app. And so definitely applaud these efforts that you're doing, Brother Naim, and you have my full support, and you have our full support here on this platform, in terms of whatever you need. We're gonna help you get to that point, to where you get to do what you need to do.
Mhm.
Um, I guess my last question is kind of funny, um, and this is my bias coming out. Don't mind my bias, but for in your college experience, I mean, for your college coming up, like your future education, what are some of your goals in terms of that? Because I know you're at that juncture, or you're at that juncture now on deciding or looking into colleges. Are there any particular places or particular programs that you may be looking for into
Yeah, I
right now?
already know I'm going. I'm going to the school's called Kane. Kane. It's a college, a local
Oh, okay.
college. It's right at literally 10 minutes away
Mm-hmm.
from my house, but it's a pretty good school, and it's pretty good for the technical students. And I come from a technical background anyway. My high school is a technical school. As I think it said it. Did I mention my high school in there?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
Newark Tech. Newark Tech.
it's a
Yeah.
technical school. So um, I have a little teeny bit of experience, but for college, the goal
Mm-hmm.
is to gain as much, as I knowledge as I can, and and meet and and make connections as well, because that's important. But to really gain as much knowledge as I can, and valuable, knowledge to be to apply it to what I'm doing and what I'll do in the future.
No, this is important what you're saying. Useful knowledge.
Mhm.
Something that is important. Useful knowledge. I'm I'm glad that you have already made your decision. That you already have. You're ready to make that leap into starting your life on the next level, which they say is starting with college. However, some people don't go to college. We know. They go into trade and et cetera, et cetera. But what I will say is that just before we let you go and get your closing remarks, and we can talk more offline about this particular. But one thing about undergrad is that, like you said, networking is so crucial, and that's right up the alleyway with your app already.
Right.
So right now, you're gonna go in with an app already under your belt. That's the goal. The goal is to have. That's the goal should be. So before you get to Kane, this app will be already available.
Hmm.
So when you get to campus and you start networking with your classmates and your peers and your professors, you're gonna be like, "Well, I already have an app already.
Hmm.
Hop on and let's and test it out. You take it for a test drive. You
Right.
know, I'm telling you, you go ahead with knowledge like that, and also the practical application of Al Islam as with the Quran, the, the example of the Prophet, and also the commentaries of our late leader and teacher Imam Muhammad, you're
Hmm.
going to be already ahead of the game. So in terms of that background. So like when you go there, one of the things that you're going to get. I tell all of my mentees to make sure you get as much as you can academically out of your situation, as much as you can. You
Hmm.
take the courses you need to. You pay attention. You get as much as you can out of it because you're paying either you both or your parents and you are going to be paying for it.
Right.
So when you come out of undergrad, you know some people go debt free. I know brothers and sisters who didn't go to college on any
Hmm.
loans. And that's something too when we talk about a financial empowerment piece and the economic development piece. That's crucial too. Because when you come out, you don't want to come out in debt 30K, 40, 50,
Right.
60. I know some people 100K in debt, and like that's already putting you in a disadvantage.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we gotta stop that. We gotta find ways that we can stop that. And one of the ways that you could probably do that too, and is to continue the pace where you are with the app development. And obviously, offer your services. Even this is just advice. And I offer, I know people on college campuses who are doing people's hair, barbers, doing graphics, flyers for parties and
Right.
flyers for like presentations. They were getting paid $20, $30 a pop, $40 a pop,
Hmm.
$50 a pop. Like all that stuff adds up. You could be like saving all that, pocket all that money because you're only 10 minutes away. Like
Hmm.
you pocketing all that money, that money's yours, and then you could
Right.
use it to invest into whatever you need to build your business or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever you wanted to go towards. You know what I'm saying? So I really implore you to reap all your benefits you can academically out of that situation, and you have again our support, our support financially, our support with this platform. Any emotional support that you need as well moving forward when you get to college. Because granted, a lot of our brothers, we want to make sure they finish, not just go, but actually matriculate. Because some don't finish, bro. And I know you'll do well. But we want to keep you focused and keep you on track, so therefore you don't get off the derail. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Because it's easy to get off the derail there.
Right.
But I I want you to give your closing remarks to the audience. Let them know whatever you want to let them know about the app, etc. And what are what are you looking to achieve within the next few weeks and the next few months?
Okay, yeah. So first, I want to thank you again for
Mm-hmm.
allowing me to
No
come on
problem.
here and express this. Secondly, I just be repeating myself. I want
You're a man of very little words, man, but I like it.
yeah, I would like I would really not even
Mm,
talking about the app.
sure.
I would really like for us, our
Mm-hmm.
community specifically,
Mm-hmm.
Imam, WD Muhammad. I would like for us to become more conscious of what we're doing, how we spend our life, how we
Mm-hmm.
spend our days,
Mm-hmm.
and really focus on helping establish our communities, because we're not established right now as a community. We're not established right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I would really, that's what I really want. That's what I really want, for us to really, really think and reflect on our life, reflect on ourselves, and have goals for ourselves. And those goals for ourselves will contribute to the broad community. And then once we do that, then we'll become a model community, and then the whole world will become better. So really, I would want my focus is on us becoming uh, more conscious, like I said before, and really reevaluating our life and focusing on those things that's going to help us become established as a people. That's my big focus. That's my focus.
It's a beautiful focus. We want to remind people before we let everyone go for this evening to make sure you go ahead, go to tiny.cc / upward network, upward all caps, network, with the capital N and then over lowercase letters to go ahead. It's in the link, it's in the comments. Go ahead and make your contribution, financial contribution, $25, $50, $100, whatever you could spare to the brother. And if you can't spare nothing to the brother, I ask you that you all who are watching now and going to listen later to make sure you share this link to 5 people in your network. 5 people. That's all. If everyone is to share it to 5 people within the network and ask for a $25, $50, $100 contribution, that'll go a long way in helping get the brother to his goal. Of raising the $8,500 that is needed to complete this project. So definitely go ahead, check it out. Um, and we look forward to, again, bring our brother back when we're ready to have the launch party for the application. We want to have a celebration slash everyone get on here and download the app and let's experience it together. You know what I'm saying? And let's have a good experience with the application. So look out for that. That will be coming, God willing, creator willing, in the next few months. Once we get the brothers' financial capital. And also, don't forget to like our page, share this video with your friends and family, like our page, subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. Tomorrow night, we'll be back at 8 o'clock with Imam Shadid Muhammad out of Delaware. He's working on a specific project too to build not only a masjid, but have facilities inside that masjid, daycare, et cetera, more than just the typical old masjid. We're going to allow him to explain his story of coming to Al Islam, as he's from New Jersey as well, North New Jersey, I think East Orange, if I'm not mistaken. And he has a story to tell. We would like to give him that platform to do so. That flyer will be up as well. We'll post this brother Naim's link as well to donate onto our pages. And we also we look forward to the building in the next few months with this platform. So stay tuned. We have more things coming down the pipe. If you enjoyed this conversation tonight, you want to continue building with us, we ask you to join our WhatsApp group as well. Let me put that in the comment section too. We have a WhatsApp group that we focus on, again, sharing resources. Where is that here? Boop, 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 boop. Our WhatsApp group is where is it? Let's get comments. Here we go. Our WhatsApp group is so important because we want to build not only on this platform virtually, we want to build a community outside of this platform. But it's connected to the platform, but it's building that sense of community development. I put it here in the comment section so everyone can join our discussion / resource sharing group that we have, where we can share resources and share information together. So I ask you all to, if you want, to join us in that conversation on the WhatsApp. And without no further ado, we want to thank our beloved brother Naim for joining us this evening. Again, it was honor. It's a pleasure. We will be seeing much more of Naim in the next the next few months, the next few weeks. Inshallah, God willing, much more will come out of this project. We'll keep everyone posted with the latest information as to the project. Anything the brother needs, we will make sure that you all know as well going forward. So we thank Brother Naim. We thank you all for tuning in and watching. As always, again, I am your host, Imam Bilal Hassan, and this is our very special guest, Brother Naim, signing off. Till next time, peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
They tryna turn Trenton into Baby Flint. Been signs by depression on the billboards ever since. 100 years ago we was lynched. Now they use germ warfare to kill us. I'm convinced, got the evidence. I look around and it's evident. Then go down to City Hall and see so much negligence. Real art is intelligent. A true artist sends messages that speak to your intelligence. They fought and died so I can do my thing. Not to get drunk and high or join no game. I will not let none of you die in vain. For my people I bang, bang, bang. My ancestors been through so much pain. I don't let them die in vain. My ancestors been through so much pain. I don't let them die in vain. I rep for you in everything I do. I rep for you in every place I go. I rep for you in everything I do. In every place I go. They say post-traumatic slavery disorder's fake, but I just tell them all to wake up. Everything we went through, what a way down a rape, bro. Isn't our genetic makeup. So I am my ancestors from block to block. Let's build like it's Tetris. We must unite, link up like a necklace. They fought and died and we disrespected. So I come to correct it. The legacy they left I protected. We only think about self and neglected. You're African but yet you rejected. No, my ancestors been through so much pain. I don't let them die in vain. My ancestors been through so much pain. I don't let them die in vain. I rep for you in everything I do. I rep for you in every place I go. I rep for you in everything I do. In every place I go. I do. I go.